What up? What up? Can you guys hear me okay? It's your boy Concert Viz 34. Trying to. Okay, let's see. Can you guys hear me okay? Check 1, 2. Hoping you guys can hear me. I have some new software. Okay, perfect. I was trying to utilize a new. Let's see if I can. Oh, here we go. Let's see if this will work. Just trying to test out some new things here. You should be able to hear the audio now. Let me know if you guys can hear the audio from this video. Okay, perfect. I just realized what I did wrong. So we're going to get that right. All right. Well, welcome to the Saturday night stream. What I was playing before was... Okay, awesome. What I was playing was the first Virginia in the Rain ever in its entirety. And that was from my first show in the pit ever. And I wanted to play that just because we're going to be talking about the new Dave Matthews Band album that is rumored to be coming out. And this was a glimpse at that new, at the time, what would be a new album song, which was Virginia in the Rain. And this was in 2015 in Hartford, Connecticut. I got to see my first show from the pit, and they bust out this full song. And it was, at the time, I'm like, what is going on? This is cool. This is different. And lo and behold, it became, to me, what is one of the best songs from Come Tomorrow. So we're going to talk today about what I think what I hope for the new album, what may happen with the new album, what you guys think will happen with the new album. And then we're going to also talk about we're going to actually be able to see what's going on with the ticket, the concert ticket marketplace for some of the shows. And we'll try to go through, as the weeks go by, the various markets and venues and see real time what if you wanted to buy a ticket, what is it going to cost? What's available here? And we're also going to look at an experience of mine going to a live event, the biggest live event in New York City indoors since the pandemic has started as of last March of 2020, or really April of 2020. I went to a game this past Wednesday at the best arena in the world, Madison Square Garden. So we'll look at that. And we will also, those are the things we'll look at, and then anything else you guys want to talk about. So first, we have the new Dave Matthews Band album that we're expecting to get. When we'll get it, I don't know. We really don't know. We don't know when it's coming out. There have been pictures that have been released by Rashawn and by other band members of the band in the studio. So, and there have been talks and discussions and mentions of being in the studio as early as last year for this last, for this upcoming, what they're planning to have as an album. So we will have to see what happens. Now, one of the big things about this potential new album is the fact that we have video of strings being played. And that is a big deal because the band does not have a live touring violin player. But for Come Tomorrow, and now what we're going to look at for whatever this new album is titled, it looks like they've had orchestras come in, or sections of strings come in to play yet again for this potential new album. And that is what many people believe a good sign, that we'll get something that is better mixed and back to its roots. Hello, Ron, Haley, and Granny, aka Sandra. Great to have you guys in. And so here is the thing. This is what I want from the new album. We're going to start there. What I want from the new album is a sound that is away from the Big Whiskey sound, meaning Big Whiskey was heavily rock based. I love rock and roll. I love alternative metal. I love electric guitar, but I do not like it with Dave Matthews Band content. Yes, Indy 500, 135,000 people will be in Indianapolis, in your region there, out in the greater Indianapolis area. And that is going to be, we'll talk about that when we talk about MSG. In my experience there, in a full section, no open seats, sold out section, where you had to have a vaccination. So we'll get to that. But what I do not want something with this new album to be from the path of Big Whiskey and the Grugrex King. It is a great studio album, but I don't want that type of rock from DMB as the primary source of the music, especially now. Right, 135K, yeah. So that I want strings. I want acoustic guitar. I want to hear this. I want to hear this on a. I want to hear acoustic guitar. So I don't want the electric guitar to take over. I don't want the trumpets to overpower the acoustic guitar. And that's why songs like Singing from the Windows is a good sign. While it's only been played Dave solo, I hope that it has the integrity of the solo versions and that we do get something that is acoustic based, like a Black and Bluebird. I hope. Yeah, you can't see it. It's right here. But I do hope we get something that is acoustic based. I hope we get something that is centered around Carter and Dave's percussiveness. Right, the first album sound, and it to me, yes, does it have to be the classic stuff? They're not going to be having the same subjects per se as the first couple albums. Most of the band was single. Most of the band was discovering who they were going to become in their early adult lives. But I want something that highlights Dave Matthews and his acoustic guitar. I want something that has a balance. I don't think the new album will be sad. The last couple of albums, even Away from the World, as dark as it did get at times, is coming from a happy place. And it could have a little bit of bittersweet, but I believe it's going to be positive, especially coming out of a pandemic. It's going to offer hope. I mean, again, Dave is at a good place in his life. Political, I don't think that Dave is going to go political per se. I think he'll have messages of change and hope, but I don't think that he's going to go political. This is, and I say that because the last couple albums have not been political, and we also have a country that now that Dave, who Dave wanted in office is in office, regardless of what you think politically, right? We don't have the guy that Dave didn't want in office still in office, right? We're coming out of a pandemic. There may be some darkness to it, but there's going to definitely be light. That's just where Dave is right now. He's not in his away from the world. I mean, he's not in his before these crowded streets mindset. He cannot get back to that mindset because of where he is in life. He's married. He has kids, I think, just graduated, right? His twins just graduated, and he's got a younger son that's getting older. He's happily married. He's not divorced, right? As we know right now, knock on wood, I wish the best for him. So we're going to get light even if there's darkness. It's not going to be a dark album. What I do also hope for is that we do get songs like A Dream So Real on this album. That's where there's going to be a counterbalance of, I think, darkness and light. But I hope that we get a song like A Dream So Real. You have Buddy Strong. You have you playing the piano. You have a different setup in sound. The thing is, the reason there's no violin is because Dave wants to explore new sounds. And A Dream So Real is a song that is based around the piano. So I do hope that we do get A Dream So Real on this album. We may not. We may get it. We may get a break for it. And again, I do hope that we get a song like A Break for It, which is a good, positive song. He played it for the radio. I mean, the live at home by request show that recently came out about a month and a half ago. And, or actually last month, it was in April, right? I do hope that we get a song like that, but we really don't know what's going to happen. But I do hope for those things. There definitely will be new songs. It's not just going to be an album of classics from what I'm projecting. This band writes new music, right? As much as I would be happy with just all of these unreleased songs on one album, right? But that's not going to be the case. There's going to be new music. He's played new music. So we will have to see what happens. I also hope that this album has songs that will fare well for the live show. Away from the World is a wonderful studio album. And actually, there's some songs that go well live. But Mercy, to me, doesn't translate well live. Gaucho is good for one playing a year. And then after that, I heard Gaucho twice in 2012. And I just, I don't want to see it. Hey, Mike, good to see you. I know if you're busy, thank you for stopping by and supporting. I appreciate you coming in and understand, sometimes, you got other stuff to do, and that's fine. But thank you for stopping in. So Live 25 has a lot of great cuts of rare songs, and I would love some of those songs to come in to this full album. And Haley says, from Down Under, right? I believe you're from Down Under. Yep. I love Come Tomorrow, but I'm ready for something new sounding. I love their progression. Buddy's influence will come forward too. I hope so too. Come Tomorrow to me was a solid studio album, but I'm ready to move on. And yes, I would love some of Buddy's gospel blues. And the thing is too, I would like for Buddy to be on the piano more. Meaning if he's on the piano more, that means that some of the other artists for this band would have to adjust to allow his piano to be able to play through. That means that the brass section, Rashawn can't be blurting out and blaring out the full amount all the time. There's a time and a place for horns. There is. And actually, I was talking to my dad. When we went to the game, he was actually playing some of his old school music. Which a lot of it I actually know, but he was showing me some albums I never really listened to, some artists from the 70s, soul, genre that he was exposing me to when we were driving back. And one of the things he's talking about is, yeah, man, one thing about growing up, he was born in 61. So growing up in the 70s, listening to music is that everyone had a solid horn section. I think there's a time and place for horns, but I think that Rashawn, you can't overdo it for every song. So I would love for Rashawn to tone it down at times. So I really hope that there's more piano, there's more acoustic guitar, there's more bass lines that are spreading out, that Rashawn is toned down a little bit, that Tim's gotten better, but Tim will tone down or get on a freaking acoustic. I would love to see that. But I think that's what I really hope from the album. We're going to have to see what happens when we get into Raleigh and Charlotte. What is played? What is tested on the road? And I mean, they probably have this album complete, right? Or close to complete. So, I mean, what they have is what they have. But we're going to get a glimpse of maybe some of the new album tracks when they start doing that first weekend with Raleigh and Charlotte. We'll see what goes on. But I really hope that we do get those strings incorporated in more than one song. There's no even announcement that an album's coming out for a certain date right now. We just have promotion from Rashawn and from other band members posting pictures in the studio. So right now they're teasing it, and that's essentially what's happening. They're teasing this thing, and that is pretty much it. The link. Let me see if I can find. Let me see if we can find. I'm going to actually try to see if I can. We'll see if we can share the link. See if I can share the link. Let's see. Oh, she found it. Hey, good to see you, Debbie. This is the link if you guys want to share it. But thank you guys for coming in. And what we were just talking about, Debbie, is some of my hopes for the new album. And actually, I know you're a very talented piano player, and I believe you were a music teacher or taught. You teach music, and I would love to see Buddy's piano be highlighted in this new album and also in the live show. I think the organ isn't as solid as the piano for how I love this band. The organ has its place, but I think I would love to see more piano with the newer things. The strings singing from the windows, it could be, it could be, and it could be like you said, a here on out. It could be something that's an exit, like on here on out. But it could be singing from the windows. That's a good song that obviously we've heard that could have that on it, especially just the intensity of that song. I could definitely see strings on that. But I think the second part, that here on out, it sounds like the what we got from Rashawn sounds like, it's almost like it is an interlude, an intro, or outro. So we'll have to see what happens with that there. But I mean, at this point, I'm just gonna wait and see. I mean, I just hope that now that Buddy is a more solid member of this band, we'll get more of that, more of him and piano. We'll have more of an acoustic vibe that maybe I'm hoping to move away. Okay, so you think Debbie it is from singing from the one? Yeah, it's definitely an intense song, and an emotion filled song that you can, strings would be something you would expect on that. So it could be, and it could be promoting that song because we know that song. So we'll see what happens with that. But again, there's not much I can say then other than what I hope for. Yeah, so Dave, just to give and we're gonna actually let me share this. So let's actually, if we look at the DMB Almanac, we can look at some of the songs. So there's two songs that have gotten play: "The Ocean" and "The Butterfly." It's gotten, April 15th, 2021, and then April 22nd, 2021. That is one song that we can think that may be played. And then we also, if we go to, oops. And then we have "Singing from the Windows." Right? And this song has been played. Let's see. So it's been played 17 times between 2020 and 2021, 16 in 2020, and 1 in 2021. So those are, those are the two songs that we may, you can make a guess that those will be the ones. Can you guys hear me now? Can you guys hear me now? Are you guys able to hear me? I think I cut off my own video. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. I think because I cut off the video, it took off. But what I was saying is that these shows, I thought these shows would sell out after with the anticipation of the fact that we got DMB, right? We got DMB back sooner than we thought. I did not foresee all of these shows coming back so quickly. But look at what Ticketmaster is doing. $320 for the pit. Right? That's crazy. That's a lot of money. Now that's the thing is you could buy a pit ticket, right? 5-6 years ago, it was hard to get pit tickets on Ticketmaster, but now they're just jacking up the price. And that okay, you can see the split screen. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep it at the split screen. But I mean, it's just shocking to see. And other thing I was saying, when you may have not heard me, look at the lawn tickets. Lawn tickets are $45.50. Remember when lawn tickets were $20? Now, yes, it was maybe like 15 years ago. But I mean, that it's still wild that 40, like, to me, that's with before fees, $45.50. You used to be able to get the most expensive ticket for DMB shows back in like 2013 was $75. So yeah, well, so Ron, my only thing is this: that's before fees. So it's $320. Oh, that's $510. I thought there was $320. There's some $320, and then by the time you pay the fees, it's $400, $500. That's kind of for the primary. That's expensive to me because that's not a secondary ticket. Like if you go to a SPAC night 2 and then you pay $400, $500 for a pit, that's understandable because it's SPAC night 2. This is a middle of the week show, and you're paying $320 plus fees, which is going to get you over $400. And some of these tickets here are $95. So these tickets did not sell out. And this is an intimate venue. This is like a SPAC, Saratoga Springs, where SPAC and this venue, Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion, are the two very intimate venues on the tour. So, Matt, I can't remember the last time I paid less than $50 for a lawn ticket, no matter what the show. I mean, yeah, they did go up because I remember I bought lawn tickets for the Gorge, and it was around $50. But the point is, this is $47. Like it did go up again, $45.50 plus the fees is almost $60. Lawn tickets used to be $20 back in the day. This is like just 10 years ago. You could get a 4-pack for $20. Let's look at the Gorge if I can scroll down. And thanks for coming on, Matt. Appreciate seeing you here. You can go to the Gorge. And the thing is, the other thing too is we used to have openers. There's no openers anymore. There's no openers. So the Gorge, again, you can get a pit for Gorge now. That's $420. I get it. Oh, what an appropriate price for the pit at a DMB show, $420. So you can get, yeah, glad to see you're on, Matt. Glad to see, and you picked at the right time. I didn't have all this technology. I'm just using it for the first time tonight to be able to screen share and do all this stuff seamlessly. $420. That's a lot of money for a pit for the face value. And then this, you're going to have to pay plus fees. It's almost $500, $600 with the fees. So there are pit tickets, but you have to pay a lot. And then let's see what this is. $245 for platinum seats. Now these are platinum seats. Look at where these are. this is what kind of irks me about Ticketmaster. This is the corner. You were at the corner. Now that's a standard, and this is obstructed view. So obstructed view tickets, you have to pay the full price, which is $115 plus fees to be at obstructed view. Then to have a good view at the corner, an IOC, you got to pay $245. That's ridiculous. And that's why I'm not going to buy these tickets until close to the event and get it at a better price. Worst case, I'll get a lawn for night one. Now the lawn is $49.50. Again, that's kind of standard over. There's like a county tax that makes it a little higher at the gorge than other places. Obstructed view. There's some sort of obstructed view. You're paying $115. So now while the gorge still has limited tickets, oh, you did sell your gorge tickets. Okay, that's good. But the gorge, here's the thing. These tickets, there'll be more of these gray seats will be available closer to the event. In worst case, you're on the lawn. I actually like the gorge is the one lawn that, to me, in some ways is better than the actual seats. Now, it's nice. I sat in seats at the gorge when I went from one of the nights, and it was nice. But the lawn is just so beautiful. It's a scenic overlook, which is if I minimize that, that's one of the pictures. My homepage. That's actually the gorge backdrop. I mean, it's beautiful. But the thing is, the tickets now there's hit and miss, because the thing about the gorge is if you're going there, the tickets will be the least of your worries. It's not going to sell out. Saturday will be the most popular date, but that's it. Now, what is going to be tough is if we go to Deer Creek, right? All this stuff is going to be resale or platinum. So you can buy a seat. Actually, this actually isn't bad for Deer Creek. $195 plus fees, and you're right above the suites. But still, you're paying more than face. They got an IO seat here. Now this is the Friday show. Let's see. The IOC is probably going to be $169. That's not bad for a single. So this is actually shocking to me. $114 plus fees. So you can get a single ticket if you're trying to travel to Deer Creek, the greater Indianapolis area. There are some seats here and there, but it's going to be a packed house. Official platinum. And again, this is what irks me about Ticketmaster. But they can do it, right? They control the tickets. This is you're in the upper pavilion, and it's called a platinum seat. Give me a break. Now, again, anything inside, anything where you can see the band is fine. Oh, and they have pit tickets. Let's see. Is it going to be more than $420? Let's see. $435. Okay. Or, wait, what's the difference? $299 plus fees. So it looks like you can buy. Wow, they still have pit tickets, but that's actually a good for Deer Creek. That's actually good. And I'm sure Granny can second that if she's still on. For a big destination venue like that, $84. You're at the corner though. See, the lawn is $48. So the lawn's a little higher there because they know it's going to sell out or fill up. So that's Deer Creek night one. Now let's see night two. No wonder they're raining cats. They don't have to pay. They're not paying. They have to pay. They don't have to pay Boyd unless there's some sort of settlement to get them in. But they got to pay Buddy. But even so, he's probably less than what Boyd costs for the touring. So Deer Creek night two, you do have some. A lot of resale, right? A lot of people selling. And also it is in August, $169. I mean, these aren't bad prices for night two of a Deer Creek. $114. But you see, there's not, the lowers are all resale. So these are probably going to be really high. People trying to make a profit. Yeah, $1,000. You want to pay $1,000? I mean, those are pretty good seats, but for $1,000, I don't know. I'm not. Denver may be AXX. AXS. Let's see if we can. And Denver is a popular. Denver has been selling well for DMV. Actually, it's one of the best selling. Actually, we may need to check to see. They may be on AXS, because they have different ticketing. Let's see when the tour date is, because I forgot. Canceled, and they rescheduled it. Oh, they're 10-1. Okay, let's see if it's on here. Show me some more. You guys want to go to see Jimmy Buffett? Yeah, it's October. Let's see. I don't think they're gonna show it yet because we got to go to AXX. Let's go to. Let this load. I'm playing with you guys. That's just loaded. That'd be some epic loading music. Pinball Wizard. Dave Matthews Band. It's been a while since I played pinball. That was probably one of my favorite. I wanted to learn that intro so bad. Now I have to learn it again. Oh, when I was first playing guitar. Let's see. We're gonna get tickets. Yeah, that was like one of those songs. Let's see if we can. Okay, now this is a little different. So we're gonna play a game. We want 2 tickets. Best available, find tickets. Gold parking. Uh-oh. Which means it probably sold out. Actually, it looks like all they have is the lawn. Reserve. Oh, here you go. Okay, so here's the thing. If you notice this, you can't find 2 seats together, but you can find reserved 4. So the 200s and the 100s, and then you have the lawn. So let's see, find tickets. What? Gold parking. That doesn't make sense. That's the best. But anyway, it looks like that it's sold out then, except the lawn. Can find GA lawn. Find tickets. I don't know why I keep saying. I think because it's sold out. I think honestly the show sold out. I think the show sold out because that's what happened last year. These were really great selling shows. Let's see if we can get back. Oh. Let's see. Yeah. Na, 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 na. Dave Matthews Band on AXS, paying a fortune to sit real close. You might die trying to afford to go to Colorado. Let's see. Let's look at the official resale. Maybe we'll find something here. Oh, sweet pit tickets of mine. So continue. What? Oh, look at that. You want 102, 644, 99 each. This is the resale. So let's, wow. So lawn tickets are going for 140, from 50 to 145. Let's filter this a little more. Let's just go for 2 tickets. See what we can get at this range. Yeah. So, I mean, for resale, these are, and this is what you're going to have to pay, right? 205 row L, 189.90. 201, 205, you see 215. So these are, I mean, the resale market is all you got really for fiddlers. That's just the reality of it. And the other thing too is if you look at these opening weekend shows, and there's nothing but resale tickets. That means every seat, no matter what the price, people want it to go. So this first weekend, Raleigh and Charlotte. Now you can again get a pit ticket, and what are the pit tickets at here? What? Yeah, so this is verified resale. So the pit, I mean, you want a pit for opening night after this long layoff. This is where your opportunity cost goes down. This is where it goes down because it's a big show. So there's feast and famine, and that's been the trend for the last 5 to 6 years for DMB. You have the Deer Creeks that sell out. You have the SPACs that sell out. And you have also a show in Raleigh that was just going to be an average show in July, right? Oh, no, it was originally scheduled for July 24th of 2020. Just going to be a middle of the tour Friday, show. And now it is super expensive because everybody wants to see this band. They miss them, the fans. So people are traveling to Raleigh to get that first taste, to get the new car smell of what DMB is going to be playing in 2021. But as the tour progresses, again, we've seen examples of venues that have available tickets. And a good, let's see where Georgia is. It is. Let's just see what Amerisbank is looking like. So this is another. Okay, so this is a smaller venue than. So you still have. See what I mean? So like you do have some tickets available for the Tuesday of the coming up for after the Tuesday after the first weekend of DMB shows, and this is a very small venue, amphitheater wise. Stand. Right. So yeah, the pit's a little expensive. So this is a smaller venue. I think it's less than 15,000 total. Oh, the lawn sold out. But again, it's a small lawn. We look at Amerisbank. Theater. Formerly Verizon Amphitheater. So let's look at the wiki. I think in Atlanta is a popular. Dave's wife's from Atlanta area or Georgia. Yeah, so it's 12,000 people. Just to put this in perspective, the Hartford lawn holds 22,000 people. The Deer Creek lawn holds at least 15,000 people, I believe. So the lawn of Deer Creek is bigger than this entire venue. The Gorge lawn is bigger than this entire venue. Some of the lawns get up to 8,000 to 10,000 people, so it's most of this venue. So that's why, you know, it's going to be harder to get in. So Hale, it is going to be great to be at the first show, but not for the price of a vital body organ. Yeah. I mean, now the thing is too, this is the market right now. As the band starts touring, demand may drop. Everyone wants to get to shows. Dave's wife was at the first playing of Halloween at Trax nightclub. So she had been to Dave's shows somehow. I don't know exactly how they fully met, but she was at the first playing of Halloween ever. They weren't dating at the time, but it was a show on Halloween, and Halloween was debuted in the early 90s. I don't know the full story of how they met, but I know that the first playing of Halloween was, you know, she was there in the early 90s. Oh, no worries, Haley, or fan that Jane likes. That's fine. Listen, it is a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. What I want to do as well is I wanted to share. So what I was able to let me show you some video. I was at a full capacity. Let me see if I can get this. Close. So I'm gonna turn down this volume. But if you guys can see this, this is where I was on Wednesday. Oops. Uh-oh. Why does it keep saying that? I don't know if you guys can see this, but this was a game I went to on Wednesday and at Madison Square Garden. And if you notice, this thing was sold out. Now, if you look to the right, the far right of the screen there was some COVID, you know, anyone could go in. 90% of the venue people were vaccinated. In the middle sections and the upper decks, the far upper right corner screen of the screen is where there was actually like space between people and you had to wear masks. The section I was in, right at center court in the upper deck, you notice everyone's full. It's full, right? People are coming through. Definitely a unique experience. And I say all that to say that this is a little bit of a preview of what may come this summer. Now, the biggest difference is what was I going to say? The difference is because these games were announced, the tickets weren't released until they found out they could have fans. So there were caveats that you had to be vaccinated for most of these sections, and we had to show proof of vaccination. So I did have to show my proof of vaccination card in order to get a wristband. So I had to show the card. I'm not going to show but this is my little vaccination card. This is the back. I'm not going to show you the front. I don't want y'all seeing my personal information, but this is the vaccination card. I had to show that in order to get a wristband. And then once I got a wristband, I could enter security and then scan the tickets. But this was the scene. I mean, this was a unique event. Oh yeah, Fenway is full capacity now. Yeah, it's nice to see that they are filling up. And just to let you know, Haley, we're at the point, you may have watched on the news, we're at the point where so many people are vaccinated that they're just opening up full capacity. But again, there is proof of vaccination for New York State. And they did have, now the next round, if the Knicks make it past this round of the playoffs, they will have full capacity. This was 15,000 of 19,000 people that were allowed, and they're gonna have 19,000 and change for the next one. And then what else happened? Let's see if I can get. This is at the end of the game. So if you notice, this is a little fuller, right? You can see all the people there. This is at the end of the game. Heck of an audience, heck of an environment. This is my favorite place to see anything: concerts, sporting events. I've seen it all here. I've seen 2 Billy Joel shows. That's me. Yeah, go nuts. It's concerts. I've seen Billy Joel twice, and 21 Pilots here sold out. I've seen prior to this, I think 3 Knick games. Wait, 1, 2. Now I've seen 2 Knick games and 2 college basketball games. One of them was an Elite 8 game where the winner went to the Final Four. It was which was a pretty big game. Got to see my UConn Huskies win and go to the Final Four. And this is an electric venue. But it was, if you notice, look, it's full, right? Outside of the far right, everyone is, it's a full venue. And it was nice to see that. And then after the game, people were hyped. And people were walking out excited. And this is they were saying F. Trae Young, who was a opposing guard. But it was overall just a great environment. And then I was here for warm-ups. This was warm-ups. The players getting their shots in. But this is what, hopefully we're going to be able to see here. New York needs to get back to winning. They're on the path right now. And there's free agents that are going to look to try to go to New York potentially because of the way, the crowd was electric. And people saw, LeBron commented and tweeted on that. So they're going to get some free agents. Is that in Sydney, Haley? The Australia, the Opera House? I think I want to say in Sydney, it's like, I thought I saw something on TV or something that it's an attraction. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know if it's in Sydney, but if that's that unique building that we see in Sydney. But let me switch back. Let me switch back there. Okay. Your boy's back. Farewell to the World Tour. Interesting. Yeah, MSG is MSG is just, it's an awesome venue. Oh, the Who. Yeah, because I was playing some Pinball Wizard, right? Wait, is it the Who? Maybe it's Rock Roar Tour. I'm just trying to look it up. Oh, it's 1996. I said 69 for some reason. Crowded House, released on DVD. Okay. Oh, recorded at the Sydney Opera House. Okay. I see. All right. So we got some 10th anniversary original concert. Okay. This is a concert there. Want to be in the crowd like in the me. And the Indianapolis 500 will have 136,000 people. Granny, I know you're in that area, and I remember you've talked about it on Twitter. But that's going to be another event that will be interesting to see how it goes. Oh, get an image. Let's see if we can. Let's see. Oh, wow. Wow. Is this the that is a lot of people. That is after these crowded streets. Oh, for 200K? Wow. That is a lot of people. Oh, you usually go 136K. Okay. Yeah, wow. So that is definitely what if you had to go to the bathroom or how do you get back to your where your friends are? Oh wow. That's very, very cool though. Haley, to see that. Jeez, that's all. And I know there's been some American shows like Woodstock. You've had Watkins Glen. It's a racetrack where they had concerts like the Grateful Dead up in New York, and they had So you're gonna have to show Granny that venue when she comes to visit. Oh, it's a sin if you're a Hoosier and don't go to the race. Guess that's how you do it down there in Indiana. You're not a true Hoosier if you do not go. Okay, so. But that, yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. But I guess the main thing that I found is this was only 15,000 people, and the whole vaccination thing was pretty easy. Like they just looked at your card and kept it moving. But I don't know for a crowd of 20 or 30,000 people. I think at this point they're just going to have to. Maybe they'll have you look at your card and keep walking. But really, what I learned from it is Madison Square Garden has a great staff, and they have a great process, and they do world-class events all the time, from WrestleMania to like they've done Grammys, they've done Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I believe. They do world-class events, boxing, some of the biggest boxing matches. So they're used to crowds, but they did a pretty good job. They had you enter from certain sections. Your ticket told you what entrance to go into. But it's for these shows at whatever show for DMB or any Live Nation show, it's gonna be hard to get to have more than just a quick look at a vaccination card or a negative test. Right? And cross fingers and trust people won't be stupid. Now, the game I went to, there was a couple incidences here in the States, Haley, if you're not familiar, where at the game I went to, one of the players, Trey Young from the other team, the Atlanta Hawks, it looks like somebody spit on him from a couple rows back, and that fan was ejected. So at Fenway, they make you fill out a form on your phone and present it at the gate before entry. That's what I'll be expecting. Yeah, and they had that at MSG. I did not do that. It's like a pre-check-in because I wasn't privy to it. But that would be nice if we can just do one in, like, if Live Nation has it on the app. So you just present it, you fill it out online, and then you show your card, take a picture of it, maybe share it. And at this point, it is what it is. Whatever's going to get me in the venue. I know there's some privacy and HIPAA stuff, but look, I'm not afraid to show I'm vaccinated. You know, just let me get in with ease. That's all I ask. So but what I think it's interesting. In some ways, it felt like I never had left live events. It had been so long. Do you have barcode check-ins? Not for the COVID. We have barcodes, like you can scan your phone, a barcode on your phone or QR code, but it's just they physically looked at your card and your license. So they'll grab your license and your card, you look at them both side by side, and then they would just see they lined up. The date of births and information on there. But you know, we should be good to go. I mean, and the other thing is, yeah, I'm just worried about people being stupid, because you've had a couple instances, like I said, someone spit on a fan. This was close. And just to give you an idea, Haley, the section, I was like the upper level, the worst seats in Madison Square Garden, just to give you guys perspective. If we go on StubHub, the tickets are not cheap for these games, but people that paid a lot of money got drunk, and they ended up, just to give you guys a little perspective. This is where I was sitting. These seats are $400 in the upper deck. That's New York City. Oops, is it? It's not sharing. These seats are $400. So look at these. This is $699. So these seats, someone was like right here that spit on Trae Young. These are $3,000 seats. So it wasn't like some random Joe Schmo did this. It was a kid. It looked like it was a kid. It looked like, or not a kid. It looked like it was some guy in their 20s or 30s who did the spit. But like these sections, in order to be able to spit on a player, this is like normal for a New York Knicks game of this importance. $3,000, you know, right? Some of these $2,000. Now, maybe his dad was a season ticket holder. Maybe he was just someone who had a lot of money. A lot of these, but look at this, like, okay, that's 31. That's a court side, so that's why it's 31,000. But they were behind the court side a little bit, so $5,000-$6,000 just to get in to these lower levels, to be able to look at the players close. Unfortunately, we had a very generous family friend who knew my dad was a diehard Knicks fan, and helped us, you know, got us the tickets, just, you know, as a very generous gift. That's the only reason we went. I would have not paid. You know, I'm not a Knicks fan. I'm a Sixers fan, but it was a blessing to get those from a good friend who wanted to do something special for my dad. But this is, excuse me. I mean, these tickets are not cheap, right? Because this is New York City, though. This isn't the standard. But New York City, everything is more expensive. Like the worst seats in the 400 level are $428, right? Or there's some that are 306. All right, looking straight down. But every seat, if you notice, like if you go back to my video, the thing about Madison Square Garden, this is the upper deck. Like this is the upper deck. Right. This isn't the thing about Madison Square Garden. There's not a bad seat in the house. Like, you notice that's the top right there. It's like literally the upper level is on top of the lower level. So there is like it's a unique venue where most venues they have a higher upper deck than this. And this was a very nice, like it's very, see, like the even the highest seats up here are like still closer than some of the seats in the upper decks of other venues. That's why the guard, like, see it, look how low the roof is. The roof literally, like, you look up and I mean, I can't touch the roof, but it's very, very intimate. And that's why DMB has had some of their best shows here. It's a very intimate venue for a world class arena. Is it worth 300 if you can't see anything? To the thing is about, and this goes for if you're familiar with European soccer or rugby, because I know in Australia and New Zealand, there, rugby is huge. My friend actually plays rugby in an adult league, and he played in college. But for a priceless event like this, where there's so much on the line, if you're like for fans who can afford it, it's a priceless thing. Now, again, you have to be able to afford it. That's the thing, is this stuff prices people out. But it's just the environment. Just to go back to, oops, let's see if I can find it. I mean, again, the crowd was just. Like I said, this doesn't even do it justice, but this crowd was amazing. The one thing about sports is a concert, you pretty much know, and this is what the main difference is. A concert, you pretty much know that the band is going to play certain songs. They're going to have an encore. And then that's it, right? It's pretty much guaranteed no matter what they play, even the rarest song. Even the rarest song is not going to make the whole crowd crazy. It may make a good percentage of the fans crazy, but a rare song doesn't make everyone crazy. The one thing at a show that may do something special is if you have like Eddie Vedder comes out, Trey Anastasio comes out with DMB, Santana comes out, Bella Fleck comes out, then you maybe get something that's close to these sports. But with sports, you don't know the outcome of it. Yeah, Bruins tickets, right? Bruins ticket price for the nosebleeds are crazy. And it's because that's a huge thing. Actually, the Bruins is actually passing the demand of the Red Sox in many ways. Now, baseball is the most popular sport in Boston, but the passion that hockey brings, and the fact that, the Red Sox have won World Series, there's a lot of people who want to see the Bruins win another cup. They haven't won one in 10 years, and before that, they hadn't won one in decades. But the Bruins is a hot ticket, especially for younger sports fans, because the Bruins have been good the last 15 to 20 years. Before that, they were so-so. But yeah, Bruins people live in that. It's a hockey town. It's a baseball town, and baseball has more of a wider range. Hockey's a niche sport. But if the Bruins win a cup, people are going to go nuts. Like they did in 2011, because they haven't seen it as much. It's more of a rarity, where the Red Sox now have won a bunch of, unfortunately, I'm throwing up, but the Red Sox have won a bunch of World Series. Now a World Series will still bring people there, right? It's still a huge event, but hockey, playoff hockey, that's what they want to see the Bruins win another cup. Yeah, so it's crazy with that. But going back, and I think one thing you guys will see when you get to your first show, whether it's you, Haley, and Down Under, for concerts that'll be back there, whether it's you, Granny, or Matt, or anyone else, Ron, anyone who's on the stream, I think you'll be like how I was. It's almost like that you haven't had this for a while, but as soon as it starts and you're next to everyone and the show's on, it'll be like you never left. You'll appreciate it more. You'll be more grateful for this event, but it'll be just like you never left. That's how it felt for me going to the game back on Wednesday. in New York City. Again, if you have a chance, I highly suggest going to see something in Madison Square Garden. Yeah, it feels good. And the thing is too with the price, because this is the thing. I remember going to concerts are back. Okay, are they full capacity? Because we've had. I mean, I went to concerts during the pandemic, social distance, but I don't know if they're 100% there. But I remember going to the UConn game. I remember going to the UConn game at that same venue, Madison Square Garden. Oh, you can't. Yeah, hopefully they open up the borders for you very, very soon so you can travel internationally. But I remember going to a UConn game, and I was just out of college, not making much money, and I dropped like $200 on these UConn Michigan State tickets for the NCAA tournament. And I mean, that was a lot of money for me back then, right? But at the same time, I got to see my team win the regional and go on to the Final Four, and they ended up winning the national championship that year. That was in 2014, and it was priceless. To me, that was more important. And the thing is, too, this is how. Do you know of DMB concert at Deer Creek? Yeah, everything is full capacity. Anything, and here's why: if they rescheduled the show, it has to be the original capacity. Everything on this DMB tour is full capacity. They may have mask guidelines, they may have other stuff, but you saw Zach Deputy last night at Wally's in Hampton Beach. Very cool. Very cool. Zach Deputy, I feel like they're part of this Zach Deputy is part of, they've performed at, I think, this event called Wormtown in Greenfield, Mass. I think my friends had saw, I want to say Zach Deputy was at this event, or Max Strange Creek or Wormtown. There's two festivals out there in Greenfield, Mass, and I believe my friends have seen them plenty often there. Zach Deputy, so I believe that's the case. But the thing is, to me, sometimes you go on an excursion on a vacation. It depends on your finances, but you could. Dave sing with it. No, Dave is not going to sing with a mask. They're going to be maskless. That would not be something you'd be worth full price. He's I can't sing. I can't multitask. This is why I'm not a Dave Matthews cover art. That would be crazy if you were like at the first show in Raleigh and you just can't hear anything because Dave is singing through his mask. Ron, good. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, have a great weekend, and also anyone who has lost loved ones due to them serving and losing in combat and in conflict. My condolences go out to you and your family or friends or loved ones. This weekend in America is to remember those who sacrificed for our country, and there were going to be widows and uncles and brothers and fathers and mothers who are going to sit down at a cemetery grave plot to spend time with someone who was lost in war. So we just, again, anyone who has lost anyone in conflict, even those who have lost loved ones outside of conflict. Memorial Day is to remember those who died in conflict, put their life on the line. But anyone who has a loved one who served this country, we do appreciate them. or other countries like Australia. Dave sings "Hello Again" with the mask. Yeah, but yeah, I actually had I was able to go see one of the first things I did after the pandemic. I don't know if I can find it. Um, Well, one of the first places I went was to go see. Yeah. When I was vaccinated, I got my J&J shot. One of the first places I went was to see a loved one of mine who passed away during the pandemic. So this was my grandma's. He's my cousin, Cornelius Harding Jr. We call him Tweezer. This was my grandma's first cousin, but during the pandemic, we did talk a lot. We both lived by ourselves, but and I was supposed to take my grandma to see him. I was going to pick up my grandma and drive down to Virginia last year because I had met up with him in 2019. I had talked with him on Facebook before that for a couple of years, and he ended up passing in September of 2020. He's not suffering anymore. But anyway, I say that to say I did go to see him at a cemetery, a military cemetery, and it was one of the most just wow moments of my I would say of my life, but just of this pandemic, to go to see others. Those like his whole entire section were people who passed during the pandemic in the last year, because that's where they're putting the new plots. But that's so you said live, love, serve. I did it my way, and he sure did. He was a trailblazer as far as one of the few African Americans in the Air Force at that time that had the ability to be in the Air Force. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. And anyway, like going there anyway helped me to heal from that, because I was, like I said, I was supposed to bring my grandma down. I had met him, hung out with him and my grandma's other cousin in 2019. And I said, 2020, I'm bringing my grandma. My grandma's doing well, but she wasn't able to go to the funeral for that. So, and I got some pictures to send. Anyway, I said that say that. And I have not been to Arlington, and I do hope to go one day to see the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, and also just to see, that, historic cemetery, which has many people who have given their life in combat. I'm going to try to get down there one of these days. But yeah, anyway, why did I say that? But I say all that to say that going there and seeing even other people that had loved ones who had served, it was just a very, very healing thing, is to get that closure, be able to sit there, reflect, pray, talk, was probably one of the best things to do, because it had been on my mind and heart since the pandemic. I know many of you guys have lost loved ones, lost spouses, have lost other people before the pandemic. Some of you guys lost people during the pandemic, but I bet, Granny, I bet is. I know your. Thank you for your son's service. I know your son has served in the Army. You had posted something, I believe, some time ago about that. But yeah, it's just it's. I'm sure, and I'm gonna hopefully get down there. I've been meaning to get back down to DC. Used to spend summers down in the DC, Maryland, Northern Virginia area, and but yeah, it is. Things are getting better. We'll never forget those who we've lost during this time, and those who we don't even know. We've seen on the news many people who have passed. We've seen some of their stories, but in the Army, okay, that's awesome. And but we are getting back, and I know Australia. I hope you guys are able to get the vaccinations. I know. Oh, in Afghanistan. Okay, so you served in Afghanistan. Okay. Well, we thank him for his service, and we know that was. I have some college friend who was in there doing transport. It was transport. I think he was transporting items and goods across Afghanistan, and I know it's Iraq and Afghanistan were areas that just had there was so much uncertainty, there was so much danger, it was so, it was a very unique service for those. I have a friend who was in American Baby. Let me go back up because I know you said what's the difference between American Baby and American Baby intro? So the intro, Australia, Melbourne lockdown. Otherwise, you're good. That's good. So the intro is more of just the intro is totally different. So it's like. She said. So it's just an intro and it's a build up. That when they do it live, it's just like an intro to the song. And then American Baby is a whole song. It's a whole different song that just has the moment. But American Baby intro, and on the album, it has like, it does actually have like gun, like it's like a war, like you hear machine gun fire. So the intro is just like, it's just this epic buildup. Yeah, it's a different song. And so it's, oops, what is going on here? Oh. Make sure. Yeah, so it's just like a buildup. And then, hold on, let me see if I can find it. See if I can find the chords. Yeah, because there's that's essentially, that's all the intro is. It's just that. She said 100 times. Yep. Listen to Stand Up. Actually, don't listen to Stand Up. It's the worst album of all time. But no, if you listen to it, if you listen to the studio, she said 100 times, $1,000,000, whatever. And then it just builds up and you have other stuff. And then American Baby, the song is. So it's a whole different thing, and I'm just pulling it up on the fly. Excuse me, fine. But yeah, it's American. But the thing is, American Baby intro is a better overall song live, because you have this, but then you have the build up. But you have a build up that is with everyone else playing Tim, and when you had Boyd and you have everyone else, it's an epic build-up, and it's probably to me it's the best live song from Stand Up. It just has an awesome build-up, so check that out. Maybe I'll post some things on Twitter with that, some of my favorite versions of it. But it's just an awesome song. Then that's the counter melody. Oh. That's he's doing. like it's one of the highlights of the worst album that Dave Matthews has ever created, in my opinion. Just not a good live album. All right, guys, it is 11:05. I am going to head out, but the other thing that I hope to do in the future with this is maybe have some of you guys come on. So if you guys have cameras, if you do have an ability to go live, we will look to try to get some of you guys on more one at a time so we can give you guys a highlight. If you guys are okay with it and give me consent, we'll try to get some of you guys on because I can actually invite guests up to, I can send you guys a link through Twitter. Get some rest. Oh, your kids are going crazy. How old are your kids? Yeah, I wonder how old your kids are. Actually, been working with children in my church daycare since 1998 when I was 8 years old. So 10, 7, and 4. Oh, so you got a little stretch there. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 7. Okay, so you got like 3 years in between. But okay. So yeah, you still got girl, boy, boy. Oh, okay. Interesting. I'm one of 2 boys. I know 7 and 4. Those, those are hard when they're under 10, especially when they're under 5. Those kids, it's a wrap. You got to have it full time. Then when they get to like 6 to 8, they start asking questions. They start getting adversity in school, and sometimes it gets them a little frustrated because it was easy to be a kindergartner, a preschooler, but when you get to first, second, third grade, spelling tests and other stuff, it gets stuff. But kids are great and they are a blessing, and I'm hoping to have kids one day. At this point, it may be I'm 30, so maybe one. They're nuts, but kids are hilarious. Kids are hilarious, and they will call you out on stuff. They will say the funniest things, and they'll hold you accountable. Why are you late? Why is this? Why is that? But yeah, they're a blessing, and then you hope you do what you can to teach them to do the right thing, and then it's up to them to then make their decisions as they get to their teens and their 20s. Actually, I was. You were 30 on your first? Gotcha. Yeah, my parents were 29 when I was born. So, actually, were they? No, they were 20. Were they 29? Yeah, they were 29. So, hardest and best thing. Alex, William, and Finn. Awesome. Yeah, actually, today we were, there's a USDA program called Farmers to Families, and we were actually handing out, since January, my church has done 90,000 boxes. It's their 30-pound box, and it's for people who can't afford, groceries. So what we do is our church is a center or a hub where we get all these boxes. We've had 90,000 boxes since January. We do it every Saturday. And this is my second week. I did it last month and did it this month. But what I say all that to say that some of the young men who are part of a mentor group I teach. They helped out. It was raining. It was like 45 degrees this morning and raining. And good night. And these young men stood tough in the rain, lifting 30-pound boxes. We did a line from the crates, the pallets, to people's cars. So what we do is certain churches, at our church, we hand out to other churches so they can get East Hartford and Hartford and, north end of Hartford, the west end of Hartford. So what we do is we pass these out to other people, other churches, and other just community leaders, and then they get them to people who need them. And I say that to say these young men held their own. And some of these young men, I've known them since they were in the nursery at church. And when they were 2-3 years old, now they're taller than me. And now some of them have picked the schools or universities they're going to go to in the fall. And I'm so proud of them. But that's where I say, you do everything you can. And if you raise them right, and you have the right environment and mentors and family, friends, and people that give them good advice and give life to them, they will 9 times out of 10 make the right choice. Sometimes they don't make the right choice. That's not your fault. That's on them, right? At that point, when they turn 18, they have to decide who they're going to become. And it's not always easy to find who you are, but yeah, it's just, I have a passion to be a mentor, not only for the young men, but even for some of the, at the toddler age, and the boys and the girls, just being a positive role model. But anyway, I say all that to say that it's nice to see when you have these young men and young women grow from toddler to 18, and then they then become adults and become the next generation, right? So anyway, I say I ramble on, but that's gonna do it for tonight. It's your boy Conserviz 34. Thank you guys for being on. Thank you for the support. Thank you for chatting with me, and hopefully I look forward to having some of you guys come on the stream, whether it's full webcam, whether it's just audio only. Hope to have you guys be able to speak and share your love for the Dave Matthews Band, your love for live concerts and seeing music. I really look forward to all that. Hey, Michael. Hope all is well. And definitely, if you missed some of this, this will be saved on my YouTube page, and you can watch the whole thing or watch different parts of it. All right, I am out.